Summary of Educated, a memoir written by Westover. Chapter 1. In the recesses of my mind, the strongest memory isn't a memory at all. It's a fragment of imagination, a tale spun by my father when I was 5, just shy of 6. The story painted a cinematic scene of our family huddled in the kitchen, lights off, evading the feds who had surrounded our house. Each sibling conjured their own version, complete with gunfire and shouts. In mine, the haunting soundtrack was the rhythmic chirping of crickets. Imagined as it was, the memory lingered, etching a vivid image in my mind. I could hear the cricket's cadence, envision the silhouette of a woman reaching for water, the moon casting an eerie glow. A gunshot echoed, like a whip's crack, and in this fabricated recollection, it was always mother who fell, cradling a baby in her arms, a baby that defied logic since I was the youngest of my siblings. A year after my father wove that tale, we gathered to hear him read from Isaiah, a prophecy about Emmanuel. The mustard-colored sofa hosted him, a Bible open in his lap, his worn hands gripping it with authority. His voice, initially low and weary, climbed in pitch with each repetition of the passage. The family sat in solemn silence, absorbing the divine doctrine he proclaimed. The next day, Dad purged our fridge of milk, yogurt, and cheese. A truckload of honey arrived, as Dad embraced Isaiah's ambiguity about butter and honey being associated with choosing good over evil. Grandma scoffed at the revelation, offering Dad pennies as the extent of his sense. The familial discord extended beyond dietary revelations. Dad's devotion to the mountain clashed with Grandma's desire for her grandchildren to attend school instead of roaming the mountain like savages. Their daily disagreements reverberated through our shabby yellow house at the base of Buck's Peak. As Dad preached against milk, Grandma defiantly stocked her fridge with every variety, emphasizing a perceived battle line. The morning ritual of 7-grain cereal or pancakes, drowned in honey but bereft of milk, became the norm, my taste buds grappling with the peculiar concoction. Skipping breakfast became my rebellion. A routine of tending to animals in the barn before sneaking into Grandma's kitchen. On one such morning, she propositioned an unexpected journey to Arizona, a proposition that sparked conflicting emotions within me. I wrestled with the idea of school, a concept foreign to me. The thought of leaving without Dad's approval gnawed at me, but Grandma assured me he wouldn't notice for a while. The intricately woven plan unfolded, and I contemplated the repercussions. The night before departure, I sat on the kitchen floor, boots by the door, envisioning the abandoned boots on Grandma's porch and the impending adventure to Arizona. Fear and excitement intertwined as I imagined my family discovering my absence and embarking on a desperate search. As I climbed into bed, crickets and gunfire echoed in my mind, the haunting remnants of a fabricated memory mingling with the uncertainty of the path ahead. The princess, the mountain, stood vigilant, a silent witness to the stories that shaped our lives. It was almost 5 a.m. when I returned to my room, the night still embracing the world in darkness. Audrey, my sister in the lower bunk, emitted a low, contented snore. It invited me to join the realm of dreams, yet my mind was restless, echoing with the tales of crickets and the imagined scenario of fleeing from the feds. In the pale light filtering through the window, I climbed to my bunk, legs crossed, and gazed outside. 5 passed. Then 6. At 7, Grandma emerged, a vigilant figure pacing her patio, occasionally turning to peer up the hill, towards our house. Soon, she and Grandpa stepped into their car, disappearing onto the highway. The absence of their car marked the beginning of my clandestine activities. I descended from my bunk and tiptoed into the kitchen. Breakfast, a bowl of bran with water, awaited. Outside, Kamikaze, Luke's goat, greeted me with a nibble at my shirt. The go-kart Richard fashioned from an old lawnmower stood in the corner, a testament to his ingenuity. I proceeded with the morning chores, slopping the pigs, filling the trough, and relocating Grandpa's horses to a fresh pasture. With my tasks completed, I ascended the railway car, perching on its top to survey the valley. The car, stationary yet possessing an illusion of movement, allowed me to entertain the notion that we were speeding away, leaving the valley behind. However, the reel of imagination refused to play out as expected. Instead, I turned my gaze westward, away from the fields, fixing my eyes on the towering Buck's Peak. The princess, as we fondly called the mountain, glowed brightest in spring, conifers emerging from the snow, their needles casting an almost black hue against the earthy tones. Yet, as autumn prevailed, the vibrant reds and yellows of a dying summer obscured her regal form. The inevitable approach of snow lingered in the air, a harbinger of change. The narrative of our family unfolded in the shadow of Buck's Peak, a series of discordant chapters shaped by my father's revelations and the clash of beliefs with Grandma. The mountain, a silent observer, witnessed our battles over dietary choices, educational paths, and a looming sense of paranoia. As I contemplated the peak, the princess seemed to hold secrets, stories etched into the rocks and whispered by the wind. The recollections of my father's tales, the fabricated memory of feds and crickets, intertwined with the reality of familial conflicts and the impending journey to Arizona. The events painted a complex tapestry of my childhood, where reality and imagination danced together, leaving an indelible mark on my consciousness. The princess, standing tall in her seasonal transformation, symbolized constancy amidst the turmoil. The mountain, like a stoic guardian, watched over us, its peaks and valleys bearing witness to the unfolding drama of our lives. The impending snow hinted at a cycle of renewal, a promise that even in the harshest winters, the princess would reappear, watchful and unyielding. And so, as the day unfolded, I carried the weight of these stories, the echoes of crickets and gunfire resonating in the quiet corners of my mind, a testament to the indomitable spirit of Buck's Peak. Chapter 2. In the quiet hills of Buck's Peak, where the mornings carried a chill, despite the bright sunlight of spring, a mother transformed into a midwife, and her daughter became an inadvertent witness to the unconventional path they would tread together. The daughter, Tara, recounts the tale of her mother's journey into midwifery, a journey that unfolds against the backdrop of birchwood cabinets, herbal remedies, and the challenges of a rural existence. The story begins with a midwife's visit to their home, requesting herbs like calendula, lobelia, and witch hazel. Tara's mother, an herbalist, diligently rummages through their cabinets, occasionally using an electric scale to weigh dried leaves. The midwife, a short and plump woman with russet-colored hair cascading down like field mice, lacks official licenses, but commands authority nonetheless. Tara observes the dynamics between her mother and the midwife, noticing her mother's nervousness in the presence of this formidable figure. As Tara fetches the requested herbs, she becomes an unwitting participant in her mother's journey into midwifery. The midwife leaves with a bag full of herbs, and it becomes clear that Tara's mother is to be the midwife's assistant. The mother-daughter duo becomes entangled in a world of childbirth, where life's delicate moments unfold against the unpredictable canvas of nature. The midwife, with 11 children of her own, imparts her wisdom to Tara's mother, who, initially intimidated, gradually finds her footing in the realm of midwifery. The daughter observes the contrast between her mother's delicate appearance, with rose-petal skin and soft waves of hair, and the midwife's unassuming presence, marked by a cascade of field mice-colored hair and a no-nonsense demeanor. The midwife's visits bring revelations, such as the introduction of her daughter Maria, who stands as a silent observer, already acquainted with the mysteries of childbirth. Tara, eager to connect with someone of her own age and background, finds herself drawn to Maria, hoping for a friendship that transcends their unconventional lifestyles. The first time Tara's mother assists in a birth, she returns home pale and trembling, revealing the harsh reality of the process. The narrative takes a poignant turn as she recounts a challenging birth where complications arose, and the baby's life hung in the balance. The experience shakes Tara's mother to the core, and she contemplates whether she can continue on this precarious path. The seasons pass, marked by multiple births attended by Tara's mother. She becomes a seasoned midwife, facing the trials and tribulations of childbirth with newfound strength. However, the toll on her emotional well-being is evident when she finally expresses her desire to step back from midwifery. This decision doesn't sit well with Tara's father, who sees midwifery as a calling from the Lord and a means of self-reliance. He envisions a future where the family is entirely off the grid, with water from a mountain pipeline and solar panels providing electricity. Tara's mother becomes the only midwife for 100 miles, burdened by the responsibility that she never sought. As women with swollen bellies seek Tara's mother for assistance, she grapples with the weight of their desperation. The conflict between her reluctance and the pressing need of these women forces her to confront the realities of her unconventional profession. The community thrusts midwifery upon her, and Tara watches as her mother reluctantly takes on the role of a lifeline for expectant mothers. The narrative explores the transformation of Tara's mother, who, now empowered by her midwifery skills, experiences a newfound sense of authority and financial independence. She embraces her role, investing in an oxygen tank and taking a suturing class to enhance her capabilities. The family installs a phone line, a symbol of both progress and a tacit acknowledgement of the risks they're taking. The tale takes an unexpected turn when Tara's brother Luke requests a birth certificate to enroll in driver's ed. The process of obtaining birth certificates becomes an arduous one, unveiling the family's resistance to official documentation and the challenges faced by those living on the fringes of conventional society. In the end, the narrative comes full circle, returning to the image of Tara accompanying her mother on a birth. The suspense and fear surrounding encounters with authorities, the risks of practicing midwifery without a license, and the mother's resilience in the face of adversity form the core of their unconventional journey. The daughter, once a reluctant observer, now sees her mother as a symbol of strength, navigating a path less traveled with courage and resourcefulness. The story closes with a poignant reflection on the complexity of identity and the necessity of proof in a world that demands documentation, even for those who choose to live beyond its boundaries.